Marina looked at her son with a smile as he tried it on. New suit. Tall, stately, dark-haired. Her boy is getting married tomorrow. I can't even believe it. Ilya looked closely at his reflection in the mirror, then satisfied nodded. The suit fit like a glove. A fashionable suit. The guy turned to mother's, and the color is good, and it looks expensive. It's expensive too, I thought. Marina, but said out loud. I'm glad I pleased you. I'll definitely cry at the wedding. I'll let you in as soon as I see you in full dress. At the wedding? Ilya finally tore himself away from mirrors. Mom, you're getting ready for a wedding. What? We agreed that you wouldn't be there. Agreed? Son, I thought you were joking. What jokes? The son nervously paced the room. You forgot. What are Vika's parents like? Will there be any at the wedding? Total elite. You'll feel like you're there. Poor relative. I'll start worrying about you. Mother, do you want to ruin such an important day for me? The son sat down next to Marina on the sofa. He took my hand and shook it lightly. Mom, just imagine how miserable you will be. Look against the backdrop of these dressed-up ladies. My heart would burst from such humiliation. Vika and I will come to you the next day. Okay? Let's have some tea or champagne. You will congratulate us and give us a gift. Marina's heart sank with resentment. Her own son. Ashamed of her to such an extent that he is ready to look at his own wedding as a homeless orphan. Why would I look pathetic? She objected. Mother, I'm going to a good master. I signed up for a haircut. I'll get my nails done. I'll put on a decent dress. What decent? This blue junk? He barked. Ilya began to rush around the room again. So then, he stood in front of Mother, if you don't understand it in a good way, then I'll say it straight out. I don't want to see you at the wedding. I may be a bastard, but I'm ashamed that my mother is a cleaner. I don't want to. So that you would disgrace me with your homeless appearance. Me in front of Vika's family. Is that clearer? Marina, shocked by her son's confession, could not to say a word. Ilya silently took the backpack, a garment bag with a suit, and headed off to the entrance. He stopped at the threshold. I repeat once again, don't come to ceremony. No one will be happy to see you there. Ilya left a few hours ago, outside the window. Dusk fell, and Marina was still sitting there, on the couch in complete stupor. She was so shocked that she couldn't even cry. The tears came a little later, when the woman turned on the light and took the old one out of the chest of drawers. Album with family photos. In this, the album contained all of her artless life. Memories came crashing down on Marina with such force that it was difficult to breathe. An old tattered photograph. Blue-eyed 2-year-old girl looks intently into the lens. The colorful dress is clearly from someone else's shoulder. There is a thin, strange woman nearby. An absent-minded look. A silly smile. Even on bad. The photo shows that the woman is tipsy. Marina was 2.5 years old when her mother deprived of parental rights, and she disappeared forever from the life of the daughter. Having grown up, the girl even I didn't try to look for a wayward mother. Why? Group photo. 10-year-old Marinka. With unruly golden curls stands in the second row. Third from the left. Life in the orphanage was not a bed of roses. The institution in which Marina was raised was an exact copy. Dysfunctional shelters from documentary films. Filmed in the wild 90s. Cook stole food. The teachers were yelling obscenities. The headmistress was encouraging hazing. She was not at all interested in what kind of ways that older kids maintain discipline. 3 pretty girls in waitress uniforms, posing coquettishly for the photographer on the porch. Establishments with a slightly crooked sign. After finishing school, Marina didn't do much bothered with choosing a profession. She quickly found a job as a waitress in a roadside cafe, with the telling title, By the Road. The owner of the salary paid a small amount, but the waiter's main income is tips and clients for the pretty, nimble Marina. 12-hour workers tipped very generously. The shifts were terribly exhausting, but the girl did not lose heart. Marina liked living on her own. They gave her a spacious room in a communal apartment, Bright. Neighbors, an elderly couple. Turned out to be friendly. The money, albeit small. Marina's were around. Besides, she suddenly opened. I have a talent in myself, the ability to dress decently. For mere pennies. The girl bought clothes. In second-hand stores and altered, recut. Turning a worn-out garment into a fashionable item. Summer meadow in the forest. Happy, laughing. Marina in a large wreath of flowers and leaves. Sits on the green grass. He hugs her by the shoulders. Cute dark-haired guy in the same wreath. So many years have passed, and Marina still has. My heart stops when I see this picture. She had been working in the cafe for about a year already. By the road, when I met Maxim. On a summer morning, the cafe was surprisingly crowded. People. Marina was running around the room with a tray, serving impatient customers. Suddenly the girl stumbled on the flat ground place and knocked over a glass of tomato juice. The guy sitting at the table by the window. In the light. A bright red color slowly spread across the shirt. Spot. Marina was speechless with horror. It's immediately obvious that the shirt is expensive. Before she had time to come to her senses, as the owner instantly appeared near the table. Cafe. Stas started fussing around the guy and yelling at the poor waitress, threatening to fire her. Why bother so much? He chuckled. The guy handed Marina the car keys. Don't worry. I'm going to my parents' dacha. I have a clean t-shirt in my car. They couldn't. Would you please bring me the backpack from the back seat? I'll bring it myself, Maxim Nikolaevich. Helpful. Stas snatched the keys from Marina. Otherwise that chicken. Something will break in your car too. Left alone with the client. The frightened girl was finally able to apologize. I'm sorry, please. This is the first time this has happened to me. Honestly. And I will compensate for the damage. Calm down. What damage? Nothing. Scary girl. By the way, what's your name? Marina. And I'm Maxim. He extended his hand to her, shyly shaking the stranger's hand in return. Marina dared to look for the first time. In his face. Attractive guy. Tall. Sporty. Gray, slightly mocking. Eyes. A light, charming smile. The owner brought the client a backpack and offered to show him the way to a place where you can tidy yourself up. Passing by Marina, Stas asked sarcastically, What are we standing there for? Is your shift over already? She received money from a couple in love. When I heard a cheerful voice from behind. Marina, could you please? Could you spare me a minute of your attention? She turned around. Maxim in a fresh blue t-shirt sat at the same table. Will you take the order? Certainly. While serving a cute customer, the girl. I felt constrained. My cheeks were burning. Stas personally walked the guy home. Doors. Then he winked at Marina. Don't be offended. I yelled at you on purpose. Otherwise he might force me to grab my shirt. Pay. It's more expensive than your salary. How do you know this guy? This is Max Skvortsov. Our son. The mayor. Every dog in the city knows him. By evening Marina was so tired from many hours. So busy that I forgot about the morning incident. She had one desire as soon as possible. Get home and fall into bed. It was already dark outside. It was unknown. How much longer will we have to wait for the bus? Suddenly a light-colored foreign car pulled up to the cafe. Marina involuntarily retreated to the porch. But upon closer inspection, I recognized the car. I wonder what the mayor's son is doing here. Maxim jumped out of the car and took a large one from the seat. Bouquet and headed straight towards Marina. Coming close to the astonished. To the girl, he thrust flowers into her hands. Have you finished working yet? Sorry. I didn't know what kind of bouquets you like, so I got by with banal white roses. I promise that from now on I will only give you your favorite flowers. Then? She was completely confused. Waitress. Why? What do you mean, why? Max laughed. I'm courting you. By the way, it's such a wonderful evening. Maybe we should go somewhere? Marina had already forgotten that she wanted it so badly. Sleep. Everything that happened now seemed like a magical dream. The girl suddenly realized that I'm ready to go anywhere with this guy. But fortunately, I remembered about my own in time. Unpresentable appearance. Old jeans. A simple t-shirt, God knows what on his head. Thank you, but I'm terribly tired. Today is not. I can't, Verena said regretfully. Then tomorrow? Max did not back down. Then tomorrow, the girl echoed. The next day they met, but no longer. Part. It was love at first sight. Maxim, a student of the Faculty of Economics, successfully passed the summer session, and the couple began. See each other every day. In July, the guy took Marina on vacation. She didn't have a passport, so they spent a magical 10 days in Sochi. Max introduced his beloved to the university. Friends. They are often in a cheerful company. We went swimming and grilled shashlik outdoors. It was the most vivid, carefree, and unforgettable summer in Marina's life. More of this unbridled. She never experienced happiness. Lovers. They had already started talking about a wedding, but in the fall everything. The rosy plans for the future collapsed overnight. One day Max's cousin saw on the street my brother in the company of a modestly dressed strangers. From that moment on, Marina's life turned into hell. The Skvortsov couple was categorically against the relationship of the only son with some poor girl from the shelter. Maxim's mother. His aunt and grandmother called Marina every day. They showered the girl with insults and threats, demanding that she leave their boy alone. Max's cousin showed up at the cafe and made a terrible scandal there, splashing out a milkshake in the waitress's face. Tall glass. Old ladies from the bench at native entrance reported that some people spent an hour asking them about Marina. Yes, there was a lady here recently, he confirmed. Yakov Ivanovich, flatmate, suggested. My wife and I will get good money if we confirm it. That you are a drug addict, a prostitute, and alcoholic. I threw this hyena out. Marina didn't tell her fiancé anything, knowing that the issue of his is currently being decided. Trip abroad on a student exchange. Apparently, the guy was also under pressure, because there was anxiety in his eyes. Sometimes he peered intently into his beloved's face, but seeing her gentle smile, he sighed with relief. About 2 weeks before Maxim's departure, in the apartment, Marina's phone rang. This is Nikolai Borisovich, she heard in. A harsh male voice came over the phone. I'm Maxim's father. You must separate from my son before he leaves. You'll say that you have another man. If you ignore my words, you will bitterly regret it. And without waiting for an answer, the mayor hung up. Marina was ready to give her life for Max. Could she refuse? The one you loved so desperately? When the lover flew to London, around girls started happening at cosmic speed. Events that she still remembers as a bad dream. Stas, bribed by the city mayor, suddenly accused the waitress of major shortage, and the girl was arrested. Marina was so shocked by my boss's mean behavior that she didn't even take care of reliable protection. When the case was quickly transferred to court, I had no doubt that it would become clear very soon. The whole truth, and these terrible charges will be dropped. The trial was a farce. The lawyer provided. Girl state just didn't sleep in during the trial, but the prosecutor tried his best. Every day Marina waited for Maxim to appear and we'll save her, but her friend said that, according to rumors, the guy is going to continue his education in England. Marina was given 3 years. Already in prison she learned what awaits the child. About the time spent on in the women's zone, the woman forbade herself to remember. It hurts too much. Overcome with despair, she hurried to turn the page of the family album. A dark-haired, gray-eyed baby. Marina gently stroked the photograph. What a sweet and clever little boy was her son. God alone knows what it cost her to raise a boy alone. Marina served 1.5 years, then was released. Parole. The girl was incredibly lucky that her child was not taken away from her. She is free. A whole bunch of problems fell on her head. Nobody wanted to hire a young girl with a small child, and also a convicted felon. Thank you, neighbor Yakov Ivanovich, through his helped an adult student to place Ilyushka in nursery. Now Marina could work tirelessly. Hands, She worked as a cleaner in a restaurant. In the evenings, I cleaned up local offices. On weekends, I worked part-time at a car wash. At night, I sewed pillowcases and duvet covers. Marina didn't look into the past. Why would she need an extra pain? While the woman was serving her sentence, all the old connections broke off. One day, she accidentally met her ex-girlfriend, and she said that the owner of the roadside Stas's cafes went bankrupt. Mayor Skvortsov moved with his family to Moscow, having received a promotion, and his son. A year ago, I married a capital beauty. Marina cried all night and then wiped away her tears and went to wash the floors in the restaurant. It was necessary to lift. Son. From now on, this is her only concern and joy. It was getting light outside. Was Marina really spent the night over the album? She went to bed. But thoughts about her son kept her awake. She always. I tried so hard to please him with an expensive toy. Tasty food, a fashionable new thing. Was ready to bend over backwards just to get everything done. His wishes. As far as possible, of course. If Ilya needed a new gadget, he calmly announced. This is for the mother, knowing that she will definitely find it. The required amount. In extreme cases, he will hire wash floors in some other institution. Of course, Marina is also to blame for this. That Ilya grew up to be such a callous egoist. She never complained to him about being tired. I never took sick leave, I always had it at lunch. Slipped the most delicious morsels. No wonder that the guy never once thought about the price. Mother gets the money. And now the dear. The son is ashamed of Marina and does not want the pathetic. The cleaning lady was present at the wedding ceremony. I've lived to see it. Marina sighed bitterly. And then turned to Ilya's portrait. Hanging on the wall, son, I have been with you for 25 years and everything. I was trying to please, but this time I'll do it differently. Of my own free will. I apologize. The woman got out of bed and pulled out something from the nightstand. The box in which she kept her things in the old-fashioned way. Savings. Plus a month's salary on the card. Lies. There's enough for an outfit, a hairdo, and a beautician. Marina's appearance at the registry office created a real stir. Furor. She always looked youthful. And after a visit to a beauty salon and it's as if I've dropped 10 years. The male guests glanced furtively at the slender, a blonde woman in a luxurious blue dress. During the ceremony, the mother, brushing away tears, admired the serious one. A slightly confused son and his charming. The bride. It's so good that she came here. Then all the guests congratulated. Newlyweds. Ilya, unnoticed, made his way through the crowd to his mother and hissed. So my request means nothing to you. I hope you won't drag yourself to a restaurant. I won't drag myself. Marina nodded. I've already seen everything I wanted. Hello? She jumped up to them, flushed with happiness. Vika. Marina Anatolievna. You look amazing. Parents invite. You go to a restaurant with them. Thank you. But I have to go now. What do you mean? It's time. She was indignant. Vika, Ilya, what's going on? Really, Mom, where are you rushing to? Your only son is getting married after all. With a forced smile, Ilya invited his mother to a restaurant. When it was time to congratulate the parents, newlyweds, Marina took the microphone. Children, be happy. Be happy and love each other all our lives. There was so much sincerity in Marina's short speech. Feelings that the guests gave her a standing ovation. As she walked down from the small stage, the woman almost ran into a tall man in an expensive suit. His face seemed familiar. It couldn't be. It can't be, Maxim said out loud, blocking her way. Marishka, is it really you? What are you doing here, Maxim? Marina. I couldn't believe my eyes. The father of the bride is my businessman partner. Here is an invitation to the wedding. What is yours? Nice son, Maxim worriedly took Marina by the hand. Maybe we should go to the window and talk? Are you alone, without a wife? I've been divorced for 10 years now. No children. They talked for an hour, Maxim told. As his father, who flew to him abroad, reported that Marina met another guy and left with him to Moscow. Shocked, Max didn't believe his father. fearing humiliate the beloved with offensive suspicions. He first decided to find out the truth from his best friend. A friend went to a roadside cafe but didn't find it. There's a girl there. The owner and the waitresses in one voice confirmed the information received from the father. I almost went crazy with grief then. I stayed in England for another 6 months. And from there, I returned to Moscow. My dad got promoted. Then I got married. Was I happy all these years? Not a minute. Only in youth. You. Well, how have you been living all this time? Let's not talk about sad things, she suggested. Marina. It's a wedding after all. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you everything, and now invite me to dance. The guests couldn't take their eyes off the mature beauty. Couples waltzing. Ilya watched at his mother and did not recognize her. He suddenly thought that his mother is a very attractive woman. Very young, she gave up her personal life for the sake of son. For his sake. For the first time in his life, Ilya. I felt truly ashamed. For myself. Then the guy noticed that his mother was arm in arm with someone. A rich guy heads for the exit. Ilya. I caught up with her already on the porch. Mom, where are you going? I'm leaving. You wanted this so much? The mother reminded. Mom, I'm sorry. But where are you going with this guy? I'm ready to go to the edge with this man. Light, Marina sincerely admitted. By the way, meet your father. Maxim and Ilya are stunned. Looked at Marina. After a short silence, she shook her head decisively and smiled. I think the three of us have to. A very long and difficult conversation.